Hollywood actor George Clooney has proven over the past month that he is nothing more than a pawn for the Democrat neo-Marxist establishment, going from calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the race after his disastrous debate against Trump, to then immediately backing Kamala Harris when she was coronated by the Democrats. And now, after all of this, Quentin Tarantino himself comes in like a wrecking ball and completely trashes George Clooney, which then caused George Clooney to completely lose his mind in response. So now we have this huge feud that is going on between Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney, and it's absolutely hilarious. So we're going to be checking this out, seeing what is going on between these two Hollywooders, okay? Because this whole thing is getting more and more crazy. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So George Clooney responded to Quentin Tarantino by saying, "Dude, F off. I don't mind giving him some crap." So why is he so mad at Quentin Tarantino? Well, it's because Quentin Tarantino said that he is no longer a movie star. So George Clooney did this interview with Brad Pitt, his longtime Hollywood friend, and let's just say that George Clooney sounds to be a little bit jealous about Brad Pitt because Quentin Tarantino completely threw him under the bus in the most hilarious way possible. So George Clooney got a little irritated when Quentin Tarantino allegedly claimed that he's not a movie star anymore. Dude, F off. Oh my gosh, Quentin Tarantino is such a savage sometimes, and I love it. So Quentin said some crap about me recently, so I'm a little irritated by him. He did some interview where he was naming movie stars, and he was talking about Brad Pitt and somebody else, and then this guy goes, "Well, what about George?" He goes, "He's not a movie star." And then he literally said something like, "Name me a movie since the millennium." And I was like, since the millennium, that's kind of my whole effing career. So now I'm like, all right, dude, F off. I don't mind giving him crap. Oh my goodness. And I mean, there's a little bit of truth in this because obviously if he's put into the same kind of context with Brad Pitt, obviously he's nowhere near the same caliber or level of a Brad Pitt. He's not even close, okay? So it kind of makes sense what Quentin Tarantino is saying here, but George Clooney has also become pretty ridiculous in a lot of ways over the years, as we saw recently with things like him, talking about Biden and Kamala Harris and all of that type of stuff, and being whatever the establishment needs him to be as the good little pawn that he is. And this shows you just what kind of a person George Clooney has become, where he has become way more of a political figure than he is a movie star, because his movie star career is failing. I mean, it's falling apart, and that is pretty obvious stuff. Now, George Clooney has obviously had some success. Obviously, he's had actually a lot of success in Hollywood, but it's pretty obvious that at the end of the day, he is nothing more than an activist for the Democrat establishment, and that is the most important thing to him now, is being an activist, being a pawn for the Democrats more than anything else. And a lot of people in the comments are agreeing. Quentin Tarantino is not wrong. Clooney doesn't sell tickets the way Brad Pitt does, and that is 100% correct. Somebody remind George Clooney after he became a billionaire on his energy drink brand or whatever it was, he laughed about how he didn't need to act anymore and wasn't going to make any more movies. Don't get mad at Hollywood for respecting your decision. Clooney's elder terrible treatment of Biden cemented the fact that he's not a movie star anymore. Quentin was completely correct. George can't pull an audience anymore. Well, the truth hurts, doesn't it, George? So a lot of people are just completely roasting George Clooney in the comments. It's sad, but this is the current state of George Clooney. Kind of the current state of a lot of actors in Hollywood. We saw the same thing happen with Jack Black recently as well, where he has just completely gone downhill, and it's happening more and more. So with that being said, let me know what you think about all this insanity. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.